Hello and welcome to Reason News with me, Alisha Prasad Chetty. Donald Trump has blamed Ukraine for Russia's invasion of its neighbor. Speaking from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, Trump didn't hold back when discussing the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Following discussions between US and Russian officials in Riyadh aimed at finding a resolution to the nearly 3-year-long war, Trump made some pointed comments directed at Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump asserted that Ukraine had ample time to conclude the war, implying that Kyiv was at fault for initiating the conflict. He also stated that Zelensky should have made a deal to end the war, even if it meant giving up land. These remarks have been interpreted by many as blaming Ukraine for the war and suggesting they should have conceded territory to Russia. Unsurprisingly, Trump's comments have drawn a sharp rebuke from Zelensky, who accused Trump of echoing Russian disinformation.
I think I have the power to end this war, and I think it's going very well. But today I heard, oh, well, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal. I could have made a deal for Ukraine that would have given them almost all of the land, everything, almost all of the land, and no people would have been killed, and no city would have been demolished, and not one dome would have been knocked down. But they chose not to do it that way.
I came away today convinced that they are willing to begin to engage in a serious process to determine how and how quickly and through what mechanism can an end be brought to this war. Whether we can ultimately reach that outcome will obviously depend on every side in this conflict's willingness to agree to certain things.
Russia's foreign minister said both sides had listened and heard each other, but gave no sign of conceding anything, demanding not only that Ukraine could never join NATO, but that Russia wouldn't tolerate any Western force there.
We explained today the appearance of armed forces from NATO countries under a foreign flag, under the flag of the European Union, or under national flags does not change anything in this regard. This is, of course, unacceptable to us.
So Russia moved from being pariah to partner, the US insisting no one is being sidelined. But the negotiating table was just as notable for who wasn't invited: no Ukrainians nor Europeans.
Zelensky isn't the only one pushing back. Many European officials are dumbstruck by Trump's statements. There are fears that if Trump were to regain power, he might impose a peace deal on Ukraine that heavily favors Russia, potentially damaging the transatlantic alliance and undermining US credibility. So what are the implications of Trump's statements? First, they risk further alienating Ukraine and undermining international support for the country's defense. Second, they reinforce concerns about Trump's foreign policy agenda and his willingness to align with authoritarian leaders. It's crucial to understand the facts and the potential consequences of these statements. The war in Ukraine is a complex issue with far-reaching implications. We will continue to keep a close eye to this story. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay updated.